Ontario seems to have taken a positive step and initiated a right to disconnect legislation across the province. Some are hailing this as a victory. Others are much more skeptical of the supposed benefits from it.
The way we work has been changing. And as we look at how much things have changed over the past year, it is clear. The future of work is already here. If we want to be leaders, we need to adapt quickly. Ontario cannot be a province where people burn out from endless work and family time comes last. We need to give our workers a break. We were agile enough to transition to working from home, so I know we can lead the way to the workplaces of tomorrow. This is why the Working for Workers Act will include giving workers the right to disconnect. Whether it's setting out-of-office replies or turning off devices, the message is simple. When you're off the clock, you're off the clock. Everyone should be able to unplug at the end of their workday because people are more than their jobs. There are mums and dads, volunteers for local charities, members of faith communities, and so much more.
An employer that on January 1st of any year employs 25 or more employees shall, before the 1st of March of that year, ensure it has a written policy in place for all employees with respect to disconnecting from work. That includes the date the policy was prepared and the date any changes were made to the policy. Disconnecting from work is defined as not engaging in work-related communications, including emails, telephone calls, video calls, or the sending or reviewing of other messages so as to be free from the performance of work. Such law only exists in Ontario. An attempt was made previously in Quebec without success. Several European countries have also had such legislation, such as Belgium and Spain. The law first appeared in France. Mental health professionals have been warning of an increasing strain among workers. Many of the regular working class jobs are becoming increasingly toxic towards working class people. Stress and mental strain, as a result of the capitalist alienation of the jobs, are severely impacting the mental health of working class Canadians. It is nothing less than a known truth that the low-wage job, the lower it is, the more stress the workers are under. This also means their lives are increasingly in danger from poverty and the malicious acts of employers due to the ease of worker replacement. Now, the new law only mandates that there must be a policy in place regarding the right to disconnect, to not be contacted during non-working hours. In the legislation is no guidelines for this whatsoever. The actual policy that you will receive as an Ontario worker is whatever it is that your employer wants to give you, and that is what's making many people suspicious. The legislation also doesn't specify that all workers must be given the same right to disconnect policy, so employers are free to make different rules for different employees without requiring an explanation as to why. This blatantly opens the door for capitalists to abuse the legislation. It seems quite clear that there is no substance to this regulation whatsoever. The entire section of Bill 27, which the part of it that pertains to the right disconnect, has nothing in the way of protection against workers. Written in it is that if a company violates its own policy, it can be held liable. But what that policy even is up for them to decide. They can even change it or make it to be something that is ridiculous, like they're not allowed to contact you within the first hour of your shift ending. And then any other time they're free to contact you whenever you want, whenever they want. This whole thing is hollow and meaningless at best. It is virtue signaling by the Ontario government as a phony way of making it look like it's doing something progressive, when in fact, it is not doing anything at all. But then again, nothing better could be expected of the current the Premier, Doug Ford. Reporting from Niagara Falls, Jason Unruhe, MRN. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.